welcome to the McKinnis Family Farm. My name is Robert McKinnis. Now, if you've been out here to the farm, you may have seen these wooden boxes sitting outside the workshop and I'm in there working. Most of you know that these are coffins, a box used to burying dead people in. However, what you may not know, for the longest time it was actually against the law to bury people in the coffin. Before that, people were buried in a shroud or a winding cloth, sometimes in just their clothes, and they're put directly into the ground. The only coffin that people would have come across would have been the parish coffin, which was a simple box used to transport the body from the church or the home to the gravesite. It wasn't until an English law change in 1700 where coffins actually became legal to bury people in. Here in the colonies, it picked up pace really quick. By 1704, 90% of all people were being buried in coffins. So what exactly is a coffin? The word comes from two words, an old French word meaning little basket, and then a Middle English word meaning chest or basket. They are a simple hexagonal wooden box. They have 6 sides, and usually they're going to be tapered. The taper better fits the form of the person, and usually they are made to the dimension of the body. Here on the farm, we just have them made up just whoever happens to die, and just to show you and other visitors what coffins look like. And these coffins are usually going to be made by a cabinet maker or furniture maker, sometimes a carpenter or just whoever has the tools. Most people, unless you live on a farm, don't actually have the tools to make a coffin. But they're just a very simple wooden box. The other characteristics of them is the lid, just a piece of wood that lays right on top. It's not held by hinges, it's not nailed down, it's not tied down, they just lay right on top. Now another term you might be familiar with is a casket. A casket is similar to a coffin, however they are usually going to be a rectangular shape. They sometimes will be hexagonal, but they won't have a taper to them. And caskets are much more decorated. They're going to be made out of fancy woods, they're going to have handles on the side, padding on the inside, and it makes the body more presentable and look a little bit nice. However, it was only available to people who are rich and higher class. Most people have not had the funds to actually purchase a casket. And even the wealthiest of people did not like the idea of a casket. It's a lot of money and it's pretty gaudy. So most people right now are being buried in caskets, or coffins, excuse me. So, along with our coffins here, another thing that we have alongside is a grave marker. Now, grave markers haven't changed a whole lot. They're going to have the person's name on it, and they're going to have a date, usually when the person died, as well as when they were born. Many times we'll have a wooden grave marker until the stone one is made and delivered. However, if you live on the western frontier, or back even in early America, where there weren't a lot of stone carvers around, these were the only option for a grave marker. The other option was to take a field stone and write the initials and the date into that. As more stone carvers immigrated to America, it became more and more possible to actually get stone grave markers made. And usually the stone is to the local area. Around here we're going to have a lot of limestone and marble grave markers. And actually marble is picking up nationwide as well. Just because it's a very pretty stone, it takes carvings really well, and you can get very, very high detail in it. So they're becoming more and more popular currently. Now there's many reasons why someone might die. It could be from a disease, it could be attacked by a wolf or Native Americans, it could be given birth from childbirth, it could just be from old age. So when a person dies, the body is first moved into either the parlor or the front room of the house, sometimes it's the bedroom. The family would dress in black, and they would put up black cloths called crepe along the windows, the doors, and the doorknobs. This will tell neighbors that there has been a death in the family. The family will mourn the death for a few days, staying with the body. It's tradition that one person stays with the body all the time. The neighbors will then come throughout the day, offering their grievances, offering food, and just offering us any ways they can do to help the family. That's going to be helping with chores, taking care of the children, keeping up with the housework. And after a few days of mourning, the body is then moved over to the cemetery. Now, our family and our surrounding neighbors use a cemetery a quarter mile down the road that we call Indian Green. Now, the last funeral that we had in our house was recent. It happened this past August 1847. Now it's our dear friend Abraham Todd. Now, Abraham Todd, he was born in Nantucket. His father passed away, his mother remarried, and they came to Ohio. Unfortunately, his mother died giving childbirth to his younger sister, and his stepfather abandoned him, moving further west. So he became an adopted child of the community. He was actually a very good friend of our family, especially to me and my brothers. He would always tell us tales about the ocean and the great storms that he remembered during his childbirth, and he always dreamed about going back to work on a whaling ship outfit, but he never was able to raise the funds to go back. Unfortunately, when he was helping a neighbor repair a roof on the barn, he fell off and hit his head, and he passed away. Now, having no family, and we being his closest friends, we took up the job of having his funeral here at the house and taking him down to the cemetery to bury. Now, if you weren't so lucky like Abraham, and you didn't have any families or friends to bury you, it would be the coffins maker job to undertake the funeral process and bury the body, giving them the nickname Undertakers. So, that's what I have for you guys today. I hope you enjoyed it. If you ever come out, you can take a look at our coffins, or if you come out on a nice spring or summer day, you can go down and check out the local cemetery.